What is going on, everyone? The NFL is still having issues with this hitting thing. Its preseason week 2 is now completed. A lot more film on it. Some of them are disturbing to see. I can't believe the NFL is planning on actually calling some of these hits penalties. And the NFL is in big trouble if they do. Now, from my understanding, this is their game plan. They're telling these referees, if it's close, if you think it's just relatively even a little bit close, call it. So they're going to gather all this film. They're going to throw it up in front of all the referees and say, this one was a good call. This one was a bad call. This one's iffy. To give the refs something to kind of to look at. So the refs are clearly calling it harsh during the preseason so they can gather enough information for the regular season. That's my understanding. Now, is that how it's going to be played out? I don't know. But from what I read, that's what they're doing. Richard Sherman's out there tweeting. Yeah, I mean, some of these tackles are legit textbook tackles. And it's going to be flag football one day. That's essentially quote tweeting what he's saying. And he's not wrong. I mean, there was a tackle a Patriot made on Dallas Goedert. It couldn't be any more standard wrap up the player and make a tackle. A Minnesota Viking sacked the quarterback. Clear as day, just a standard good old sack. Got a penalty. It's kind of going too far. It really is. It is. The NFL needs to realize this is football. This is it. It's going to happen like this. This is the way the game's going to be played. You are going full speed, trying to tackle somebody. Your head is going to lower, but you can still cleanly wrap up somebody with the football. I've already talked about this a little bit, but now it's just getting worse. It really is. I'm concerned for the future of football at this point. A little bit of me says the NFL clearly has an issue and they need to make some sort of statement. The other side of it, though, you can't go too far with that as the NFL. At some point, they need to realize this is it. This is the game that we love. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous game. These guys are going full speed at each other. And for some of these plays, majority of them that I see that are getting called, just because the head is lowered, just because the head leans in a little bit with the wraparound, it doesn't mean he's leaning with his head. And I'm really hoping, I'm praying that the NFL is going to look at some of these and say, okay, that just can't happen. That just can't be called a foul. That just can't be a flag. Just because it's called now, it doesn't mean it 100% will be during the regular season. That's why there's a little bit of hope. And the outrage of the fans. The outrage by the players playing the game now, like Richard Sherman, calling out these people, saying, "If you show me how you want me to do it then." He called them out. He said, I want to see you wrap up a defender or wrap up a running back with the football. When you're both going full speed. Show me. Show me what you want us to do. It's pathetic because some of these are textbook clean tackles. The way you're taught to do it. And if they're trying to change this, I'm concerned. You need to realize that it's a dangerous sport. It's gonna happen. It's the nature of the beast. Because the way they're trying to change it, it's ruining the way to do it. You're going to have defenders having to pull up and be soft, just giving everything to the offense because they're going to be afraid to make tackles. And if you're afraid to make tackles, you're giving the opportunity to the offense to be more productive. I even think about it when guys run to the sidelines, right? You don't want to be late, right? You don't want to get a flag. If I was Gronk and I'm getting a ball out to the sidelines, I'm going to pretend like I'm going out, bang, drop my shoulder and keep running down the line. Because defenders are going to be scared to make plays. Because they just don't know what's right. Because it's kind of ridiculous. And I know I talked about this before, but like I said, now there's just more film coming out. More terrible, terrible calls being made. You have players out bursting at this point. And I'm concerned as a fan. I need to keep addressing it. early on, I said I knew there was a problem with the NFL, and I know they have to make a difference somehow because people are dying. But this can't be it. It can't be changing a clean tackle to a dirty tackle. Because then I don't know how else you're going to be able to tackle anyone. Drop kick them? Like, how are you supposed to tackle people? They're doing it the clean way. And you're saying it's not clean. And that's an issue. And it needs to be addressed. So I'm praying, as a fan of the game, that they look at some of these plays, the NFL, and say that just can't be a foul. That just cannot be a flag. Because if it is, we're doomed. We're doomed. The fans are not happy. Players are not happy. Something needs to happen. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.